Hello.
Oh, hello.
Is there someone there?
Nope. It's rare you come across a game that blows your expectations out of the water, especially nowadays where games cost you the better part of $70 and really don't perform how you'd expect them to. This isn't one of those games. It doesn't even cost $70, in fact it's completely free, and for what it actually is, I think it's worth a whole lot more than that. A quick note for those who would want to play, there are some parts of the video that do give away how the game is played, so you have been cautioned. Memories from Beyond a Coral Sea is a vast change from games we see on the Steam VR page that are mostly either FPS or NSFW, because let's be honest, that is mainly what you'll see on there. This game is peaceful, it's quiet, it's an adventure you can sink into when all you want to do is just relax.
As darkness
Oh
covered
wow.
the face of the deep, I lost all sense of time. I was alone.
It looks so
My
cool.
chances were poor, but I was free.
Without giving too much away, it tells the story of a man lost off a ship trying to find salvation at sea by crafting rafts and reading through journals left by other sailors. It is by no means a AAA game, but it still has potential to be much more and leaves you curious to the end of your character's journey. It achieves a lot for a game that costs nothing. Ah, now that's a good reminder to stay on the boat. The game itself looks and sounds fantastic. The water, though odd at first, is done very well and the textures are so much better than you would expect. There were a lot of times in the short time I had to play this game that I would just look around and admire the view. It achieves the sense of immersion brilliantly that a lot of games really miss out on. For a free game, this looks amazing. Yeah, everything looks good. This just looks so cool. Oh, that doesn't though. That looks a bit intimidating. Just looking at nothing but blue. The progression in this game is a bit different. Whereas in some games you have a HUD or some sort of in-game ping for location or object, this game has nothing. It is just you with your own brain on an island. Hence why I gave the spoiler warning at the start. The game leaves you to figure it out for yourself, which is very cool for game sense, but I was left wondering what to do next quite a few times. It relies on initiative, something I don't really have as I discovered playing this game. It took me 40 minutes to accomplish building the raft, and on the Steam page it says this game only takes 30 minutes to complete, so that gives you a good idea for my intelligence.
On the beach I found driftwood from a far-off continent, stranded there like me, after many years at sea.
What the hell am I supposed to do with this? So how do I... Can I... No. That doesn't do anything. I can't trigger it on there. Then what if I... put that in the middle? And now use the rope.
It felt good.
Oh, there we go.
Keeping myself occupied.
Despite that, the sense of accomplishment is so much better when you do the smallest things. Like opening the first coconut made me feel very pleased for some reason. That sense almost puts you in the mind of your stranded character. You're feeling the accomplishment they are. Like the raft, for example. My god, did it take a while, and I was very, very pleased when I finished it. What am I supposed to do? Can I, like, stab it with the glass? Oh! Oh, you can. So now can I just chuck it in? Hey!
I was rather proud of my work.
Thankfully you aren't totally in the dark when it comes to hints though. The game does have a narrator, which is you, kind of. You're playing the story as if the narrator is reading a journal of his past. Sometimes the narrator would make comments onto what you need to do next. They are subtle enough that it's not jumping out at you, and it is seamlessly as part of it. It does sometimes make you feel a bit dumb though after you hear a very obvious prompt. Probably not a bad thing though, my monkey brain likely just wasn't working at the time.
Something in the back of my head told me a rope could be good to keep.
I mean, you'd think so, right?
All around me I could see colourful fish. If I just had something to hunt with, and a bit of luck,
There we
Maybe
go.
I could catch one.
Thank you, Captain Obvious, for that quote there. If you can't figure out the game, you can at least enjoy the surroundings. I know I already mentioned it, but I think I spent half the time gushing over the view while playing it. That is just gorgeous. Very peaceful as well. The game does have its own funny quirks, which is to be expected. It's nothing game-breaking like struggling to run at 60 FPS or anything, but there are a couple of features that just add to it. The gripping and the movement are the main ones. The grip on items isn't quite solidified, you just grab something inside the object's hitbox, and if you wave it around too much it almost moves around in your hand. This happens when using the oars to row mainly, and you find yourself using like air to row the oar through the water. That and the oars' interactions with the raft can sometimes be a bit peculiar. Ooh. The gripping is a bit awkward. Once again, yeah, the gripping's a bit weird. And it's not just the oars either. Object interaction can be pretty goofy at times, but it never broke my immersion, it's just something I observed. I wonder if I can fashion a spear. Oh, I can. Can I put it on both, I wonder? That'd be pretty handy. Oh, bit buggy. Oh no, you can set the bow on fire. Oh. That was an accident. The movement is a little less buggy. It does just take a second to get used to. You move by teleporting, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It actually helps when, quote-unquote, jumping later in the game. I will say, though, it is different, having to physically rotate myself more often, as there isn't a rotating feature as you normally would have on the right controller. As much as it adds to the immersion in the sense that you actually have to look around for things, sometimes you are just stood there wanting to simply turn without running the risk of getting caught in any cables. Constantly teleporting about is a bit jarring, I will say. And you can't rotate yourself, which is a little bit irritating. The last thing that I've never actually seen before is how you go to sleep in game. Normally games, they'll just do a simple transfer, or you click on a button to, well, sit down as such. But this, you actually have to get down on the floor and lie down. Some people aren't really a fan of it, but I think it's really cool. It's a bit goofy, but I think it really does add to it. Lie down and close your eyes. Well, like, actually, I don't know about... Oh, have I actually got to get on the ground? Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Oh, my headphones have come off. Oh, okay, there we go. I'm 20. It shouldn't be this difficult to get up off the floor.
And the sea was calm.
The game does hint at future chapters, and I'm glad it does. For a free game, it was such a cool experience that, as I said earlier, was a cool change of pace to what we normally see in VR. A lot of the reviews do mention how they would pay for an experience like that, and I do agree, especially if the development does continue. The link to the Steam page will be down below, by the way, for anyone who actually does want to check it out. Aside from that, I thank you for watching. I appreciate this is a little bit different from the ordinary content I would put out, so thanks for bearing with. A like and a subscribe are never needed, but always appreciated. I hope the rest of your day is good, and your weekend is better. See you next time. Goodbye.